Tonight, we are hearing new stories of survival from the Hill Country as Texans come together to support the victims and their families.
Yeah, in the past couple hours, we learned Governor Abbott will update us on the flood's aftermath tomorrow afternoon.
More than 1,000 first responders are combing through the Guadalupe River right now, searching for nearly 100 people who are still unaccounted for.
Volunteer firefighters from Centerpoint have been sharing photos throughout the process to give us a look at just how hard crews are working. Today, officials confirmed at least 107 people were killed in Kerr County, including 30 children. And statewide, the death toll is now topped 130.
Tonight, you'll hear how first responders reacted when the water started rising and the first calls came in.
Is there any way we can send a code red out to our Hunt residents asking them to find higher ground or stay home?
Dispatch calls reveal the chaos as the floodwaters rose on the 4th of July over the course of 2 hours.
And as we quickly learned, multiple summer camps were caught in the middle, including Heart of the Hills. It's in Hunt, about 2 miles downstream from Camp Misty.
And Teresa Woodard just spoke with a counselor who was there as the water came rushing in.
It was the strumming and the singing that brought camp to life.
It's a privilege to be able to hear and see it happen.
The Baldersons' house is in the suburbs of Dallas, but the Guadalupe River feels like home.
So this was my 14th year going to camp.
Bailey began at 6, sister Riley right behind. Summers at Heart of the Hills turned little girls into independent women. Women like camp director Jane Ragsdale.
Very special, all around, wonderful human.
Jeff went to work for the Ragsdales at their boys' camp in 1989 and still works there. Robin was a Heart of the Hills counselor in the 90s. This July 4th, Heart of the Hills was between sessions, so no kids, but some staff, including Bailey. She woke up to an ocean on dry land.
And you hear like what sounds like great thunder, but it's actually just cracking cypress trees.
Jane's son and daughter-in-law led her out of a flooded lodge through blinding rain and total darkness. They found a path and climbed a hill.
I just remember maybe at one point someone saying like, has anyone like seen Jane?
A text or two went through.
But it wasn't until about 7:30 that night that we knew for sure she was alive and totally safe.
When the roads finally cleared, they reunited at the camp they loved, a camp lost.
And all I could think of is, how is she alive? How are any of them alive?
Not all were. Jane did not make it, but her immeasurable influence, the spirit of this special place, lives forever.
They've grown into fine young women because of their parents, obviously, but a close second is camp.
So keep singing till we meet again.
In full transparency, Robin, the mom you just saw there, she and I went to high school together, so I have seen firsthand for years just how much camp has influenced their lives. It is not the only time a flood has impacted them. Robin's family had a home in Wimberley that was washed away 10 years ago. They all survived that too. Cynthia, a family full of gratitude.
Oh my goodness, we all have so many close connections, Teresa. Thank you for sharing yours. And the special session starts Monday, and emergency response and flood warnings will be on the agenda for lawmakers. And they just formed a special committee to make sure all of Texas is prepared for a disaster. They'll have 2 hearings, the first a week from today in Austin, the second in Kerrville on July 31st.